This boot is stinking cute, and I can't wait to show you how to make it. Here is our newest kit, and it starts off with the cutest little container where these frogs are just all over this cute little boot. And the first thing we're going to want to do is kind of figure out what you want to be the front of this design. And I think for me, I like it kind of angled just like this, where I can see the white part of the boot, yet I can see the froggies, and we're going to work the florals out of here. This design and this kit comes with beautiful greeneries and importantly some really fun twigs that we're going to use in the design too, and some really killer berries that we're going to put all together. So that combo is going to work great in here. The kit does not come with a floral foam, so you're going to need to grab a little bitty block of floral foam, and this is one left over from a design school project. So I've cut that where it'll just slide right in here, so we're going to hit that with some glue. And we want to make sure it's kind of going to stay below the top of the container, so it'll camouflage it really well. So I'm going to put that in my electric skillet with the glue here, and I'll show you how that looks. It's got a nice coating on there. I'm just going to pop that right in. And we're going to start to fill this up with greenery and get that base kind of started here. So I'm going to take my fishtail fern, and we don't need these super long, so we're going to push these up a bit so we get that nice little bushy look. And once again, this functions like a fern, so it's very wispy. So I'll take and just cut these off. You'll need a pair of wire cutters in order to cut the florals that come with it. And I'll just cut those all off the bush right there. And then what I'm going to do is start to kind of arrange these in my container. Now, up to you how you want to kind of get the shape, but I'm going to make it with a little bit of height, but primarily I just want it to be nice and full in there. So I'm going to grab my electric skillet here, and this has got my hot glue in it. And then I'm going to start to put one kind of in the back center to kind of create a little height and work down from there. And we're just going to put some at an angle where they kind of come over the edge, because I want it to be like these frogs are living on this shoe, and these plants have started just growing in here too, because it's a stinking cute little boot. It's like a little one of those little water boots, you know. Ugh, adorable. Let's bring this one forward. And if you want to make these a little shorter, don't do that. Don't do what I just did, because then you have to put these all back on the stem. I got all excited. And look what happened. Well, we can put those all back on the stem, but that's going to take a minute. So magically that'll come back together after a while. But right now, I'm going to take one that was already shorter. So just go slow when you're pushing it up so you don't do that. Now, you don't need these super long, because I kind of like them short, kind of giving little Froggy a little cover here and a little place to hide. But we got 4 pieces in to start us off. And now we want to grab our other greenery. And this one we're going to tear off this stem, because we want to use this all in smaller pieces to kind of get it scaled down for this design. So the neat thing about when you get a kit from us, you're going to get everything you need to make this piece finished. You can use it this way, or you can be inspired by this video to try something different. But all this greenery can pull off the main stem, what we're doing here. And you don't really even have to have anything special to cut it at that point. But you do need some wire cutters when you get ready to cut it down into smaller little pieces, because everything is on a wire stem, which makes it gives it such a realistic look. So you can see I separated all that, and this is my favorite part of this one is the twigs. So pull the twigs off the side and start to separate these off into their little pieces. A lot of times we're not going to do that for wreath making, because then we have to kind of put it all back together. But in this particular design, we want to do that, so that way we can utilize all these in our whole arrangement. So I'm taking every piece literally and tearing it down till it's smaller wires, okay? And that's something I normally don't do, so pay attention, because this is a little different than we normally do. Now what I want you to do is take these longer like ivy pieces, and we want to have those kind of come between our ferns. I'm going to come right from the middle, and these are going to kind of come out like that. See how fun that is? That starts reaching and breaking the plane of the container. And that's a trick we use in design school a lot. And so we want to do that in this. Even though this is a small beginner arrangement, we want to do the same thing. I want to come over the edge and break the plane of the container. I've got 3 of these. And then let's have one kind of come down here over this frog over here. Because this frog is like out here. He needs some cover. You know, he's like out here and people might see him. He needs to be Just slightly covered. Oh, perfect. See how cute? They're both kind of camoed in there. So those are in. Now I want you to grab this fern. It's a different little fern. And these all have a little bit of flocking on them. We're going to put those in next. Some of the ferns have a berry, and we'll hold those off because these are kind of little clusters we're going to leave like that. But this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of come out from the center right here. And now this is a little bit of an olive green, and we've got it spaced out pretty good amongst everybody. And he's kind of poking out from underneath. You see him poking out? Oh my God, so cute. So we'll get that manipulated, give it a little bit of a bend so that everybody feels really natural. Now our next little pieces with the berries are coming in next. And some of them have a little ivy with them. And what I want you to do is just make sure that ivy's all going the right way. And then kind of make a nice little cut to where this is neat and clean. And then just twist these together. Okay? So that way you know they're not coming apart. And I'm going to hit my glue pot in here, getting a little glue on them. And we're going to tuck these in. These are going to be a little bitty berry cluster tight to the base. But then a little bit of ivy in there. So I'm going to do that with these two here. We're going to cluster these all together. And just take and separate those out. Now trim that into one neat little finished piece because that way I can push that into the foam. So just a little tip there when you are trimming that greenery and you've got that wire exposed, make sure you just twist those together. Okay, so I've got a couple of clusters separated from each other. Now here's one that's got a little fern, and this is on a longer stem, so this can kind of come out of the design. I've got that going for me here. It doesn't have to be tight. So let's have one of these kind of come forward. We'll have it kind of work this front area where we've got that fern. Yep. And she can kind of come up here and party on and be up a little higher. And this is a different fern, so that'll layer pretty. And little Froggy is hiding right there. I love that. Now let's take another one of these and we'll kind of bring this to the back. It's got the other fern. And I'm just going to trim off this little excess wire here. And let's go behind. So you can take and you're going to take these picks and basically break them down so they're little small clusters that you can use in this design. And pretty soon you see we're filling it up and we're kind of exploding out of the middle. That's the look we're going for, okay? One more of these is going to go a little tight to the base right here in the front because I think it's cute to have these little berries in the front. Because they're on a wire, you can push them up or pull them out, whatever you want to do. And then we've got these three little ferns here. Now I've got a couple of these leaves that could go up high in this design. And so just pull off any extra paper on there and we can let these kind of come up in here where that fishtail we put in first was in the back. There we go. It's a pretty little different texture on the leaf. And just get the glue on and we're going to press that right into the foam. All right, those are put in, just kind of going either side. Now, we've got our little Froggy there. We got a Froggy here, looking great. Now, I want to kind of break up the center where we put all that greenery with our other ferns, okay? So I'm going to take this one and just go right next to that one we just put in, that leaf. Perfect. And then we'll put one more here to the left. And so that way it looks very fluid, where there's a little bit of fern everywhere. There's the fishtail, there's the berry. You see how we kind of come out of the center and go all around? That's exactly what we're going for. That looks great. This is so stinking cute. Now, I'm going to show you kind of like what we would do in design school. You see these laces are brown on this shoe. The sole is black. It's a perfect time to bring in a darker twig. And that came on our stem. It's the perfect time to bring in this darker twig because it matches what is in the base here. And because this came with our stem, it's just perfect. And I'm just going to use my finger to curl these wires up a little. And we'll put these right in. Y'all, if you love making this kind of project with us, this is just a great starter project. And once you kind of get a feel for this, we'd love for you to come join us in design school, where we build up from this type of project and we go on to higher level designs that you can learn to create for your home. And then later you can even take and learn to sell them if you want to go to the next level. But this is kind of the building blocks to get you started starting with one of our simple little kits and projects like this. I'm going to take the second piece, curl it up, and we're just going to go right here from the center. Look how cute that is. And this one I'm going to leave a little long because I want to reach all the way back in there and kind of come out between our two froggies. But y'all, this is adorable, and the container makes it so stinking cute. And if you're a frog lover, you're in trouble. You're going to have it because she is a cutie with her frogs and her boot. And of course, we killed it with the greenery here. Remember, we're not just shoving it in. We're thinking about the placement every little step we make, whether it's a little project or a big project. I like to teach you right from the beginning so you can learn how to make beautiful pieces for your home. And one of our kits is a great way to start that out. I can't wait to see what you make. This is adorable.